Oh, well, well, people. Well, well, well. There we go. I'm missing a light. I was like, why does it look so dark in here? Man, I'm missing something. I'm like teetering here on my chair. It's not acceptable. All right, let me see if I can fix that. All right. Happy Wednesday. All right, now let's see what we got in the chat here. If I can see it, I don't know. Give me a second. Where's that chat? Here we go. Did it work? I don't see any chat. I know there's chat, so hold on a second. Here we go. All right. Bigger, what's up? Vox, how you doing? Jerry, how you doing? Montana, welcome. So nothing major going on here. I'm over here working on some things. I figured I'd go live to hang out with you guys, see how things are going. A lot of things in the works going on right now as we speak, so that's kind of exciting time here. A lot of times things don't get situated so close to the fall. It's really weird sometimes. It's good and bad, you know. So, but we will be having new sponsors and things like that coming in. So it's kind of exciting. I didn't think it would work out as well as it has, but I feel like just keep moving on. You know what I'm saying? Just keep moving forward. Let's see if we can adjust some things here. All right, let's see. All right, let's see if this is going to work for us here. This is not my. Let's see if I can just kind of make this look a little. There we go. Whoa. Jeez. There we go. That's better. Okay, kind of better. All right, I think we're good there. Okay. Anyway, so what's new on the horizon here, and what's going on in archery? There's so many things to talk about coming up. I don't know what is going to happen here. We just have so much going on, I feel like, and so many brands, new brands coming out. It's been kind of quiet, but there are brands actually slowly working on coming out in the industry. So, and companies acquiring other companies, and looks like Day 6 was acquired by Remy Warren. I thought that was pretty interesting. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see what's up, BD. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of Mac. How you doing, man? It's kind of exciting to see, and hopefully all these things work out for everybody. But anyway, on our side, we are. I'm going to start the revival of the classic series. I'm getting there. I need to do a little work to hone in on which bows we want to talk about next, and I got to go through and see which bows I haven't gotten strings for from Gas. So I'll have to start that process. I think we actually have this one here. I'm planning to do, and if I have done it, I'm going to do it again with our Gas bowstring swap out. So we'll work on this coming up. This one's going to need cables and strings, for the love of God. This thing's tore up, son. So I might just send this one to Gas to do, because I feel like sometimes it's better when they can film it there and do the work there. Because this one needs a little bit of love. You know what I'm saying? You know what's funny about that, Vox? Years ago, I took an archery class at a local community college my first year of college, and I had brought my it's actually here. It's the Matthews Ultra Light. I brought that was my bow at the time, and same thing. I shot my bow and it went right through the target. I'm like, I think you guys are kind of set up for the wrong type of archery here. You're not able to withstand what's needed. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this is going to be this Q2XL. I think we're going to send this one to Gas, have them get to work on restringing and recabling this baby. This one actually could probably use a new coating, coloring too. Look, it's silver on the front end there. You don't see that very often. That's crazy, crazy. So that is funny though. Yeah, a lot of times that happens with the bows nowadays. They're just so much more powerful. People don't realize that when they're invite people to shoot an archery bow. They're thinking like a trad bow with no power. Far from that, right? So, all right. So we established our classic. I think we'll go Q2. I'm gonna go look through my stash of gas because they did send us a bunch of stuff. And I don't know if that was on the docket, but yeah, I definitely want to get this back on the show. I'm trying to find the bows that have not been restrung yet that we can focus on. That's done. We've got a lot of high country over here we can work on. Oh yeah, this one for sure. That one's gonna be high country. I can't even read it. It's like so. I don't even know what that says. Verbra flex. I don't know. It's crazy. I can't read it. Anyway, got the new Martin in front of us here. M3 Firecat, magnesium, very lightweight, small, nimble, easy to move around. Around $1,500, not too bad. I feel like I had that issue, Grizz. I'm trying to think how I fixed that. A lot of times, well, two things. Check your housing to see if it can go more the other way. The other thing is consider some different system in your cable systems, where maybe you can get a different type of rod that's going to bump it out further or get it out of your way. Probably have to check your local pro shop though to make sure you can do that. But yeah, that has happened to me in the past, and I have not had that issue though in many many years. Grizz is saying I have a problem with my cables in front of my sight. So, I mean, really, the only options are to see if you can move your housing left. If that doesn't work, then you have to look into can the cable glide system be changed. But I'd also ask you to ask other people to shoot that bow if that's an issue for them as well. Which bear bow is it? Excuse me. Ooh, yeah, I think we're all gonna start yawning here. Which bear model is it? Let's see if I have it here and I can look myself. Oh, Cabela's Endor. Yeah, I don't know about that one, unfortunately. I've never really, I don't really mess with the box store bows. And the box store bows, the companies don't send those bows specifically, so it's never been something where we ever really deal with them. It's interesting, but yeah. What's up, Devin? Just chilling. Was at the studio today working on packaging some stuff up. Just packaging some stuff, getting some stuff situated. We created an eBay account. We've been trying to sell some stuff on, so I've been moving some things that way. I also created. We have bows now on our website, not a ton, but a lot of the open box demo bows that we don't need to help generate some funding. So if you guys are in the market for a new bow, that's a demo bow. Check it out. It's not brand new, but they're lower cost on purpose for that reason. So yeah, it's interesting, Grizz. I don't know. I never. You should reach out to Bear directly on that question. I mean, I'm sure they would look into it for you, send some pictures or something. But I don't. I haven't had the issue in so long. I wonder how tall are you? I wonder if you're like above my vision point. And that's why, where you're actually seeing into where it comes in or something. Maybe you need a different bow. Maybe you need a longer bow. I'd ask other people to look through it and see if they see it too, but not where your peep is, where they put their normal eye. Because I'd be curious if there's an issue with that, because they come in like this and like this, so maybe you're looking at it too high. Not that you can help it, but what's up, Ped? How you doing, man? Thanks for that. Appreciate that. I'm just doing what I do, guys. Just doing what I do. Talking archery. It's been fun. It's been a fun ride. I'm curious to see what TikTok does coming up here. They say they're creating a new thing, a new platform, M2 or something. So we'll see. I'm curious if they're going to carry over all the followers or how that's going to work. I have no clue what's going to happen. But I will tell you guys this, and it's very interesting. And I've been on this ride for a long time. For those who follow Boner Planet, we've been doing this since 2009. And I can tell you right now, when it comes to social platforms, it's literally always like this, just so you're aware. So if you're someone who made your living on TikTok, it's gonna go away and it's gonna change to something else. We've been doing this for so long. We started with Facebook, then the YouTube, then the Instagram, then the TikTok. Now we're going back to Facebook because Facebook is drawing in huge amounts of volumes of views on the video content. And so it's doing what TikTok did 2 years ago. It's really interesting right now. So you're seeing a lot more from us on Facebook than normal because it's just working. So they're allowing the algorithm to do its job. And that's usually when it works best. And when companies like TikTok specifically don't do that, which they stopped doing that lately, they're starting to get too picky on how the algorithm works and who can see it. And that changes everything. So, and it ruins it realistically. Full length arrow? Well, you don't want it's a weight distribution thing, Huck. So you don't want all that excess weight on the front of your arrow because when you fire, it's going to teeter this way. So you don't want excess. You want about, I believe they say it's half inch or an inch and a half past the threshold. I think it's a half inch actually, but I would do like an inch, inch and a half, whatever. As long as you're within that range, but you don't want all that excess weight of a full size arrow on the front of your bow. So you definitely want to have them cut. Because what's going to happen is if you fire that arrow, like say you fire it this much over the top, that's excess weight on the front of that bow. And when you fire, it's going to start to pull it down right away. So you're never going to be able to tune it, which ruins your distance and accuracy and everything. Thanks, that follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, so weird thing that Facebook has turned up lately. I tried X, I thought maybe we're streaming on X right now as well, but I would have thought that would have done a little better than it has. But it's not really for archer people or hunters. It's more just politics, unfortunately. 28.5. Okay, yeah, yeah, there you go. So when you draw, because you're right, because you're going to have the rest is back a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. So how far over your rest does it stick out, BJ? Is it a half inch or an inch? That's what we were talking about. So like, as you said, 28.5, I cut mine at 29.5, and I'm a 29 inch draw. So that's interesting. You cut it shorter, but I asked that, you have an overdraw or something? But okay, so half inch, that's about right. But since you're cutting it lower, then do you have an overdraw or something that's bringing you back behind to give you a short arrow? Because that's awesome. I mean, you're gonna get a lot of power out of that arrow. God, those overdraws. You guys remember them babies? I have one here somewhere. All right, thanks, Pat. Appreciate that, man. Good seeing you too. Hope all is well. We'll have to do a live soon on here when you get time, man. Definitely hit me back up. Just Hamsky, okay. Interesting. Who's the archery gnome guy? No, I don't know who he is necessarily, but I always hang out with him on here. So I've never hung out with Gnome in person or anything, but I know he's an archer and he knows a lot of crap. So he might even own a shop. I think he does own a shop or work at a shop. So I think he works at a shop, but he's always out. Generally, him, Patty Two Sticks, Botok, all those guys are kind of like a little group. Yep. See you, Ped. Thanks, man. How we doing on YouTube over there? You guys doing all right? I can't see how many people are watching, but I hope Whoever's watching, if you have questions, post them. Vox, the last comment I see. So thanks for that, Vox. Yeah, I get you, BJ. For that, I'd probably suggest hmm. Well, you could do like I mean, I don't know. I guess depends on the brand you want, right? So I would start to look at things like the cheapest Carbon Express arrow, the cheapest Easton arrow, because you're still getting good quality arrows. You're just going to get like the cheapest brand in their thing. So, and then if I was you, I might want to consider maybe a bulk buy of that are not flesh and stuff, so you can actually customize them anyways for fun. I know Gen X. Yeah, he does definitely know stuff. Yeah, he definitely knows some stuff. Bebe, how are you, man? It's been a while. Yeah, good question. Let's see. 3D site for me specifically. I'm a real big Spot Hog fan, so for me, I would definitely run the Hog It or the Hog Father, I think it's called, the one that moves. I think to me that's what I would run. But other options, obviously Dialed's a beautiful site, lightweight, easy to maneuver. Um, Not really a UV person, but Excel makes a great site. HHA makes a wonderful site. I would definitely consider any of those realistically. What do you have for RX8? I do have the RX8, the RX9. I don't know what you mean, but what do I have for? Are you saying like what kind of site would you put on it? Thanks, Jerry. I don't know what that is. I can't see it from here. I do see you posted something, but it just says text green game over. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Bloodsport. Okay, yeah, those are cheap. Yeah, Bloodsport's an interesting brand because they don't do a lot, and I actually had this conversation with their marketing team recently because we have an opening in our arrow area right now for a sponsor, and we always have an arrow sponsor here. We just have to. We have so many arrows go through here. So far, what we've tested here so far sponsors of this show have been Victory. I'm sorry, let me go back. Black Eagle Arrows did it for about a couple years. Victory did it for 2 years, and then Easton did it for 2 years. So I will say for any of those brands, I really thoroughly enjoyed all of their arrows. They did really well. We have a new one coming on. It looks like coming up here, so I'll let you guys know. But the advantage is sometimes they give us coupon codes that you're allowed to use as well through our network. So, for instance, Bear Archery gives you a coupon code in Trophy Ridge and Sick Broadheads. I believe they had to make it 15% off right now. They had to dial it back just a little bit. But it's BHP 2025 on the Bear Archery website for Trophy Ridge, Bear Archery, Sick Broadheads, and Cajun Bow Fishing. You will get 15% off anything on those pages they sell online. Only there, though. It's not good for pro shops, nothing like that. So if you want to get a bow, you get 15% off. If you want to get arrows, if they have them, or releases on Trophy Ridge, you're still getting that 15%. So definitely check that out when you get a minute if you need anything. But that does help. But anyways, yeah, Bloodsport. I did have that conversation. I recommended they did maybe even consider sponsoring us to get more exposure because they've just been so quiet over the years at GSM over there. So they didn't take the bait on it, but that's okay. Like I said, it's not for me to choose that, but it's also something that's important for a brand like Bloodsport. You really have to get more in front of people, and it's just too quiet. You gotta because I didn't even think of that until you said that, right? And that's what I'm saying. If it's not in no one's mind, they're not going to go buy them. Yep. Nothing wrong with the arrow at all. That's the advantage. It's just a matter of exposure. I'll tell you what's really cool, guys. I'll be honest with you. We started working with XOP this year, and those new stands they have are lights out. If you are a compound bow hunter or crossbow hunter or gun hunter, really, and you are wanting to do like a mobile system or just a regular system, they are amazing. So, top quality. They did this thing called the Hydro, where it's got like a rope system in between the sticks, so you only need 2 sticks to get 16 feet up in the air. It's really cool. It's very very impressive. What's up, Kevin? Yeah, Kevin says love Black Eagles. Put slick tricks on them, and they're a deadly combo. Here's what I say about Black Eagle arrows. This is one thing I feel like, and this is just my opinion, okay, but I feel like ever since Darton was acquired into that system, Black Eagle Arrows has taken a back seat to the brands, and I feel bad because I know it's done very well, and I know it can continue to do well, but it's getting the less and less exposure, in my opinion, in the marketplace. So, is it a good arrow? Will it get the job done? Absolutely. Are they still marketing correctly? No. It's definitely needs way more exposure. Again, quietly becoming a backdoor brand, right? Quietly, no one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. You hear a lot about Victory, you hear a lot about Easton, but you don't hear much about Black Eagle and a lot of the others. So nothing wrong with them though. Again, great products, you know. Oh, for sure, JX. I'm the same way. I have everything that's top notch here. But if you see me in the field, I'll always have like a $400 bow, and for the most part, not all the time, but for the most part, I'm a firm believer in using the cheapest stuff because I know that that's what most people are paying for and buying, and it's very important to me that people at least get out. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, so once you get too many brands under your account for any company, it ends up going that direction. You can't market for all of them. You get too busy, you can't put your money into different things. GSM's a great example of that for all the stuff they've acquired over the years. Every single one of those has taken a back door, back seat. It's crazy to me. So beautiful brands like you don't even hear about anymore. Cold Steel, barely ever hear about them. SOG knives, barely ever hear about them. Bloodsport, right? Um, there's so many I can't even think of them. Tenzing, right? Tenzing. There's tons of stuff. Crimson Talons. Crimson's a vicious broadhead. Yeah, you don't want to lose those. Yeah, thank you so much for that heart. You don't want to lose those HLRs. Yeah, no way. Yeah, long on time no see as well. Welcome, welcome back to the chat. Bales, Bales. I shipped your thing, right? Yeah, I think you're good. I'm pretty sure I shipped your thing. There's only a couple of people left that didn't claim their prizes yet. But it's gonna be hard to get to them because I feel like they're not on a lot. But we'll see. Oh, great, awesome, that's exciting. It's always fun to get packages of free stuff. You know what I mean? I've been shipping a lot of stuff out lately. We've been doing a lot of eBay stuff, getting rid of some brand new things that just we don't really need anymore, sitting around. But also shipping out gifts to you guys, getting that done, and it's been kind of fun. I got a thermal printer, so I can print the labels myself. Sit down here and get it done for you guys. It's kind of fun. But I'm excited for the Wheel of Archery coming up again. We will be doing that. I think we're going to do it September 1st weekend, whatever that is. That's going to kick us off into the fall. And yeah, really exciting. In fact, so excited because, well, I can't say anything else. I'm sorry, guys. But there is a new sponsor coming in town. It's going to be a big one, a big sponsor. And they're coming here, and we're doing a lot of work together. And I was told I would have a huge budget for giveaways, which means when you guys win, there'll be no shipping because they'll ship direct. So not everything, but for the most part. But this can even include crossbows. So it's kind of exciting. There's a lot of potential here to hook you guys up. So I'm very stoked about this one. Um, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. This company's taking a big risk doing this with us, and we need to show some support. So when this happens, I'll let you guys know, and I need you guys to show up and let's get things moving because I want to make sure that they see the benefit of hooking up with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So very important. But it's gonna be awesome. Thank you so much for the gift. Appreciate that. I've been spending a lot of time for those who don't know riding my motorcycle. It's been a very fun relief. But I do buy all the padding and stuff. So before you say you're crazy lunatic, um, but I just bought a new helmet. That's what I tell you guys. And man, these things are expensive. I paid $400, and it is awesome. But man, was it a lot of money? Oh, you'll know soon enough. I am very close. Well, this August will be not only 2 weeks away. Representatives coming here, and we're gonna film here, so you guys will know a lot in August, the first week of August. So I love Excalibur. That's cool, Kevin. Yeah, they're great stuff. Yeah, the new ones, they kinda had to get small and lean is what they were trying to do over the past few years. In fact, I saw Excalibur stuff that no one ever saw. I signed an NDA with them years ago, and, we used to help Bowtech a lot, back in, like, 2018 to 2021, and during that time, I hosted some shows for them. I did a lot of stuff for Bowtech, and I wasn't necessarily sponsored by them, but we just helped out as an organization. And Excalibur was part of that. And anyway, I got to see a lot of stuff. I did a lot of photos for gear that never launched, and it was pretty interesting that the path they were going to go that they didn't go, which I think was a good thing. They held to it. Roller skates for what? Fallen? I feel like this is like a drum roll. I bought roller skates. Guess what for? It's definitely not going to the field of hunt. You're not going to roller skate out there unless they have dirt tires, and I don't see that happening. Recurve bow? I don't get it. Mike, great question. And it's so funny you brought that up. I just had a conference call with Bear Archery's highest level people. We talked about the code for you guys that you get a discount and that, they had to make it 15 instead of 20. So there was a big conversation there. I wasn't happy about it, but there was a reason. And during that conversation, I asked that question about the crossbows. They have never sent us a crossbow to check out. I know nothing about any of their crossbows. So they were like, "Oh, we haven't sent you the crossbows?" And I'm like, "No." So they're all coming. So I will have more info for you on that soon. Just not at this moment. Tom Nelson, nice, Jay. Actually, it's funny. It's for Cobra because Cobra. I worked with Cobra for a long time, many years. Skate and shoot. I can't wait to see this video. Please film this. I want to see this video. I would love it. What's up, Dustin? Made it big. Tom Nelson. Who did I just talked to from Tom Nelson's team? There's one of his team guys. I think it's his son-in-law, but I do talk with him once in a while. He comes in for studio. I think he's been here before. Not Nelson, but his son-in-law. Son-in-law, I think. Martin Bowes. You mean this one right here? I'm liking it. I'm not gonna lie. This Firecat M3 in magnesium. I have to say, it's extremely impressive. It's quiet. It's so light. Built great. I'm down. I'm not gonna lie. I would definitely hunt with this bow. Definitely buy this bow. I mean, it's that nice. I never thought I'd say that about Martin, but they've proven me wrong. I have to say. So still shoot that release today. Dang, average Joe with the bow. How we doing? Oh, I can't wait to see this. I might even link off that video if it's you shooting that bow on those roller skates because that's hilarious. In fact, I might put my rollerblades on, see if I can do the same thing without killing myself. And it's not going to happen, but I might be able to do it with the trad, I guess. If I go forward, right? Just forward, and that is hilarious. I can't look at why I'm on here though. I'll have to wait till after. This is 95. Wow. So did you guys know that Martin Archery's family, not anymore, but originally owned Archery Talk? That was like the thing. The Martin family owned Archery Talk. So it's kind of weird because you had this Archery Talk forum, and then you had this Martin Archery company who owned it. So they had this huge forum that did very well. In fact, had sponsors from Hoyt and Matthews and other, had bought advertisements on it. And that kind of sold as well as the company as at some point. It was pretty interesting. Hope I can learn to roller skate in 2 weeks. I would think roller blading would be a little easier than roller skating, but that's just my opinion. Big Scuba. I like that name. Big Scuba, you shooting archery or did you just land on here randomly? Sounds like you're into scuba diving. Bear legit. 2 years in, that's hey, I give it to you. I've been shooting archery since 1990, 89. Was this at like around 8 or 9? Yeah, somewhere in there. But it's an amazing sport. That's why I do what I do here. It's held me my whole life. It's held me into something to do something with archery and bow hunting. I had to do it. Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, roller skates will work, but definitely it'd be hard. Definitely hard. I even have my first bow right here. I went ahead and acquired it after I started doing the classic series. This is my very first bow. This is a Browning Spike Book One for the Cabela's book of 1989, I believe, or 1990. And I think it's like wood. Pretty sure it's a wood bow. These are very difficult to find nowadays if you're trying to find something like this. Not easy bow to locate, that's for sure. I had that bow for years. Then I shot my brother's Matthews Ultralight for some 94 till, oh, no, no. I probably shot his from like 98 till 2000. And then 2001, I got this Dart Viper. And then I had that for 5, 6 years. Then I got a Diamond Raptor. I had that for like 3 years. And I sold that and got a PSE. I remember every bow. Isn't that weird? PSE Bowmantis XS. And that was it. Last bow I ever bought. And I started bowing a planet, and the rest is history. All right, 100 yards, 12 by 12, target one pin, use 20-yard pin. Lynx Magnum, nice. Oh, it's amazing machine. Dad has a cheap one. You're talking about Indian archery, or are you talking about XI? Either one. Full metal jackets are pretty expensive. I would factor around $12 an arrow. I'm not positive on that, but I would think they're 12 to $15 an arrow. Yeah, I hear you. Chief head on it. It's probably Indian archery. I have one here. Yeah, it's right here. Is it this one? Oh God! Don't get stuck. Oh, I can't even see. Jeez. Indian archery. Yeah, it's this is old. I can't see what I'm looking at. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, I see it now. There we go. That's Indian archery. Now, interesting history lesson. If you guys want to hear it. Okay. So Indian on it. That's interesting. Anyway, Indian archery history lesson. So back in, I don't know the year. So at some point, Fred Bear purchased Jennings bows, and moved it to Florida. He then produced Jennings and Bear in Florida. Then he decided to sell the company to Indian Archery, Indian Industries, which is that brand behind me. So he sold the whole company to Indian Industries, which is in Evansville, Indiana, which is why the headquarters of Bear Archery is in Evansville, Indiana. And they kept the facility in Florida where he produced Jennings and all that. So then XI Compound Bows, which was owned by Indian Industries, was then having Bear Archery, XI, and Jennings. Then eventually they closed Jennings, XI got closed, they kept just Bear. But that's what happened. It's a very interesting thing because people thought Bear still owned Bear when he does not. His family does not own Bear Archery. Then at some point there was a Fred Bear Museum in Grayling, and somehow that got sold to Bass Pro in Missouri, and they moved it from Michigan, which is sad as can be because that's where he was from, to Missouri, which I understand is, money talks, BS walks, right? So his family or whoever owned that museum of Fred Bear sold it to them. And I don't know if Bear ever recovered any of that stuff or not. I would like to go to Evansville to have that conversation because I am curious. But again, for the people in the industry, the Fred Bear Museum would have been magical to keep in Grayling, Michigan, where it belonged. And unfortunately, money, gets in the way as usual, always about everything. So unfortunately, somebody sold it to them. And what I would like to see is Bass Pro put that back in Michigan, put it in their Michigan facility. They have a Michigan-based one, or they could put a mini store in Grayling and put it there. I feel like they should do that, or give it to Sabo River Outfitters. Let them do it in Mayo, Michigan. So you'll see tons of beautiful things of Fred Bear in Grayling, Michigan. If you come here, we're in Detroit area here, but we travel to Grayling, that area a lot for up north when we go hunting and stuff. And so it's pretty cool to see. Just wish there was a museum behind it. You serious, Gen X? You serious? Did your family or somebody buy it, or you did it for somebody who bought it? How big was it? I mean, it seemed like it'd be big. Is that like a huge house? Oh, for a friend? Wow. Can we have it back? Ask if we can have it back. Ask if Bear can buy it back and then just start reestablishing the museum. Get out of the cabin. That's pretty cool though, actually. That's a cool he should create a little museum there and charge people to come in $1. That would be awesome. All right, YouTube. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys later on YouTube. All right. Have a good night.